French fries. That's how I mean the fruit cup.
What is up, gang? This is your brother, man, your boy, brother Darren, man, with Blerd Planet. And who we got right here?
Pieces, your one and only Consul Shashmore Moon, Blerd Planet, Black Intelligentsia for life.
For life. So today's topic is one that's near and dear to both of our hearts. It should be near and dear to all of our hearts because if you're a Black person, you have a Black woman somewhere in your life. If it's your mama, if it's your grandmother, we all have a mother. Some of us have sisters, aunties, cousins, wives. But the topic of today is, can the Black woman handle power? And I think it's a question that really needs to be explored. I know that the Black woman is one of the most oppressed people, if not the most oppressed people in the world. And I think that we suffer, or our sisters suffer from, it's all fun till the rabbit gets the gun syndrome. I think that when a Black woman gets that chance to get power, she wields it. She wields it with. She wields it, not rules with it. I was talking to a friend of mine, and I told him true power is when you know that you can do something to destroy someone, you can hurt someone, you actually you are greater than that person, yet and still you don't exercise that power. And I believe that at any other time when someone does that, exercises that power, it's almost like they're bullied. And I almost think that, because a Black woman has been subjugated, now that she's gotten, gets every opportunity she can, she turns into a bully. And I think that's a real question and a real thing that should be explored. What do you think, bro?
I'm kind of straightforward about the situation, I think, because the Black man, his image has been reduced to a androgynous,
literally wearing a skirt.
Yeah, feminated image.
Mm-hmm.
She really don't have a reason to look up to or respect the Black man because she's economically and socially been put above the Black man. So I'm specifically speaking to Black women because that's all I exclusively deal with. And I think that Black women in power are very abusive and narcissistic because they have no examples of how to treat powerful Black men that are equally as powerful. Because they don't have fathers, they don't have uncles, they don't have grandfathers. So they don't know how to deal with someone that can meet them with equal force. Mm-hmm. They expect things just because they're female. And that's what we notice, especially in the business world, man. Mm-hmm. Black women in power seem to not mix, and it seems to send a mixed message.
Yeah. I mean, we could look at like Omarosa. And, we have, I'm going to be showing some clips, some various clips of Black women who we seen who get these power positions that exercise their power. We even see this right now with Oprah Winfrey, with Michael Jackson. Is there a reason that, why, what skin does Oprah have in the game to step up and say something now about the Neverland to destroy that man's legacy?
I think I look at it as opportunity. Again, Oprah Winfrey represents where the Black woman assumes to be, and due to racial showcasing, she represents less than 0.5% of Black women in the country. Mm-hmm. There's no other Oprah in the world.
Yeah.
An American black woman that has access to over $1 billion, she's the only black woman on the world, in the world.
The thing
So,
is
but black women tend to leave.
she's got a job.
Yeah, right,
She's not truly empowered. She has a boss.
right. Mm-hmm.
And that's something that's not observed.
Yeah, that's why I think the psychological misappropriation of black women in power, because we are equally oppressed, and it's created, an automated destruction of one another. We just attack each other psychologically, and black women don't handle authority or power very well. They just don't. I'm not one to ascribe to the conscious community with this black woman is God and all this other kind of stuff. I think that is very unhealthy, and that's what it's breeding. These women that really don't have any need for black men. They really don't see black men as a need outside of facilitating as a breeding mechanism. Other than that, they really don't need us.
Yeah.
In their minds.
Mm-hmm. And there's nobody that's meant for a black woman than a black man.
Mm-hmm.
And it's almost like, and I'm not gonna say, right now I know we're gonna get the comment section full up of women, saying, this, by me saying, if I say, hey, the black woman right now has a rebellious spirit, and a rebellious spirit can be in anyone. A rebellious spirit can be in a man, it can be in a woman, it can be in a child. It's a spirit of rebellion. And let me pull up rebellion, the definition of rebellion.
Mm-hmm.
I like to, me, I'm always trying to define things. And I figure when we're able to define something, then that's that word we like to use at here, Blerd Planet, the lingua franca. It's the one thing that we have in common on definition. And when we have that common ground, that common bond, we're able to be able to build something.
Mm-hmm.
So here we go. Rebellion. It's the act of violent or open resistance to an established government or ruler. Uprising, revolt, insurrection, mutiny, revolution, insurgency, rising, rioting, riot, or there's more. Or the action or process of resisting authority, control, or convention. So synonymous with defiance, disobedience, rebelliousness, insubordination, mutinousness, and subversion, subversiveness, resistance, dissent, nonconformity. So this is where I think that what we're really running into is it's a subversive rebellious spirit.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's almost it's a self-defeating. And let me get up the definition for a subversion. An undermining of the power and authority of an established system or institution. The ruthless subversion of democracy. I would say marriage is an institution. The family is an institution. And when the woman takes steps to subjugate her mate, it's a subversive act.
Mm-hmm.
Literally, a subversive act, and it's a shame. It's almost it hurts as we know when you witness it. My wife is a teacher. We have health insurance through her. I'm an entrepreneur, and we both get in there and dogfight together. But at the end of the day, she looks to me as being a man, and she wants the man that if at 2 o'clock in the morning, if it's something that, if it's the glass window breaks, well, I think we heard that earlier today. Somebody, you sitting there drinking your Chardonnay and you doze off, and then at 2 o'clock in the morning, you hear a window break downstairs. You know, you're not looking for the divine feminine. You know, you're looking for a man with a stick or a man with a pistol that's gonna stop whatever whatever danger's in his way, and you have to respect that. And it's something I don't think that black men get respected. And what happens is because we don't get that type of respect, we don't get that deference, of any type of, hey, I might be able to do something to you. Because we don't get that deference,
Right.
it's subversive to relationships. At
Yeah.
any point in time, man, there's it's an ebb and flow. And I believe that right now with black women, it's a lot of ebbing, man, not a lot of flowing. And what's happening is that the manosphere is that we got this black manosphere that's really coming in and is really just bucking back. And it's going to be something that's really, really unhealthy. What Farrakhan said, that the strength of a society is how well they treat their woman. And what's going to happen is, because the rabbit, has the gun, it's all fun till the rabbit gets the gun. Now the rabbit's got the gun and the rabbit starts to shoot at people. What's going to happen? We're going to get a major correction. And when we get that major correction, it is not going to be good for the black family.
I think that's already lost, me personally. And we are not at rock bottom enough to do anything about it. Until you lose enough, you're not going to change until you feel like you need to. The barrage of begging and philosophizing is only going to go so far. You change when you want to. You do what you want to. Just like an addict. When they're ready to stop, that's when they stop. When they lose the most is when they change. And abuse, that's how abuse works. If a person abuses you less than you abuse yourself, they're going to continue the abuse until one day the abuse is greater than they abuse themselves, and that sparks a change. With women in general in business, I've been in business on my own. Unfortunately, I do play to the stigmata. If it's a woman and I'm going to business with her, I'm very firm and I'm very analytical. And everything is written on contract, and we don't even correspond on the phone. I don't want to deal with your femininity. I don't want to hear your feminine voice, your inflections, your innuendos, your narcissistic behavior. I don't want a part of it. I want a straight bottom line with you because I know how women operate and can code switch when they feel like it. Men don't have that. We don't have that option. If we do it, it's sexual harassment. If a woman do it, she's cunning. She's a great businesswoman person. So at some point, a term that my cousin used, men have to stop being beta cucks. Stop being and exemplifying your beta side because you look at that woman as your mother. I only got one mother, Rose Juanita Higgins. That was my mother. No other woman is my mother. Yeah. So I'm not going to treat you like my mother. You're my counterpart. And that's just, some men, we have to come to grips with that. We have a lot of mom issues, son and father issues that we latch on to when we get older. Psychologically, we tend to have a hard time dealing with women that are in authoritative position because of the relationship that we had with our mothers. And we got to start fixing those relationships, getting over those relationships, and letting go a lot of past issues that young black men had with their mothers because their mothers married them, their sons. A lot of black men were their mother's husband, their mother's boyfriend, their mother's brother, their mother's uncle, and they heard a lot of things coming out their mother's mouth they shouldn't have heard. They should have been kept in the child's place with their mother, but we wasn't. So a lot of those repressed feelings that we have toward ourselves because we heard so many bad things about men growing up. We got to start letting go.
And that's almost like, I think that's almost an anger. That's an, you know, a quiet anger that a lot of Black men have against, you know, against the Black woman. And then that's what happens when, you know, we have abusive relationships. When we have the conversations where the disrespect, where, you know, a man would disrespect a woman, would treat a woman less than a human being, is because he's angry. He's angry at what he saw his mother do to these men.
Definitely. Definitely, I do agree with that, man.
Yeah. Man. So I'm going to put some clips of some Black women and some different Black women of power. Some some different just clips of just Black women doing, you know, being a sassy. And the funny thing is my wife she says, you know, I'm a sassy woman. You married me because I'm sassy. You know, I love her sass. I love that. I love the way she, you know, that's just who she is. But she also grew up in a household where her parents are still married. Her parents been married, you know, 40-some years. So she grew up with a father, a strong father. So she respects a man. She respects manhood and what it takes to be a man.
Definitely, man.
And as someone with a daughter, I'm sorry, someone with a daughter is that's kind of the role that I like to play. I want my daughter to know that what a man is and the role that a man and a woman should have in a relationship. You know, there's only certain things that my wife can teach my kids. There's only certain things a woman can teach her daughter. There's only certain things that a woman can teach a son. But there's a reason why we have a father. You know, the CDC, the family child support, it's all revealed that, contrary to popular belief, the Black father is the most involved in in their children's lives. So let me pull that up just so I can. People think I'm not making this shit up. There you go. Let me go and do a screen share. There you go. Black men better fathers than white men. Look at this. This is back in 2013. So this is not something that is new. This is not a new phenomenon. The Black father's involvement with the child. It's just there's just been a matter of fact that that, you know, that we've been dealing in a system where that's destructive. That's been destructive for the past 400 years. And the way that we get over the psychopathy, man, is by having these kind of conversations. Now, I wish that we had a woman who was you know, we could talk with as well to be here, but unfortunately, I don't think we could have a conversation with one that would be rational. I don't know. I can't. Yeah, I can't. I mean, yeah, I can't. You know, as much as I want one to be in this conversation, I can't find one right now. I can't think of one.
No, there won't be too many that are actually open to even understanding this dynamic.
Wow. Yeah. I'm gonna put a link to this report. This is in 2013. I'm gonna put a link to this report in the description box. Look at this, man. This is 2015, 2016, 2017, 2018. Look at that, man. There you go, man. Debbie Dash statistics by race. It's painful that we actually going through this.
See, that's still disparaging because when we look at the term deadbeat, under what standards? Because
Yeah,
the
what do you
economics
consider
for black
deadbeat?
men, the racial wealth gap is absolutely ridiculous because 40% of us are incarcerated
Yep.
in the prison industrial complex. And it's kind of hard to get a job in America when you got a jail record. You can't even have bad credit in 2019 and get a job, let alone a jail record. And the jail record can constitute, thanks to Bill Clinton, if you get stopped 3 times running a stop sign, you consider it a felony.
Life.
And you deserve to go to jail. So this prison industrial complex has already been systematically engineered to destroy the black man's dominance in his household. Because we've been chattel slavery, and under the 13th Amendment, if you're a criminal, you're considered a legal slave. You're an indentured slave.
Yep.
So these are some of the challenges that we're faced with that the woman will not be able to understand because she's not in that dynamic. She doesn't understand that dynamic. So it's easy for her to speak from her position ignorantly when she's also oppressed. When we're talking about the black woman, she's equally oppressed and she does not understand or have compassion for the black man's struggle because the only thing that we have to juxtapose against is the European white male, which we are not competing against at this moment.
No.
It appears that way, but due to racial showcasing, it appears that we're competing, but we're not.
Right. Yeah. I don't know if I play a clip on here, will it come through where we can hear it?
Possibly.
I'm not gonna take a chance. I'll clip it in.
Edit it in.
But, yeah, I'll edit it in. So, but that's all I got, brother Kansu, man.
Yes, sir.
So
another heralded episode of the Blerd Planet.
You know what I'm saying?
Man.
There you go, man. Check us out, man. Blerdplanet.com, man. And remember, man, a blerd is a black nerd, man. Everybody's a blerd because everybody knows a lot about something, even if it's a conversation that we really don't want to have.
Real talk.
Right on, man.
We out here.
Now, you understand that if you get married, we might drop Mrs. Price from the program, but this will be determined after your financial status has been computed by us. It has nothing to do with aid to the children. You understand?
Now, if you will sign this statement, it shows your income and your expenses, Mr. Marshall, and get it back to me within 2 weeks. You understand?
Yes, I understand all that, but listen, I gotta ask you something because I gotta think about this thing. What happens if I lose my job?
If you're married, you must apply for welfare.
Oh, I must apply for welfare?
You must apply for welfare. Otherwise, this would constitute a misuse of ADC funds.
Which is fraud.
You understand? If the husband's unwilling or unable to make a contribution equal to what it would cost him to maintain an independent living arrangement, he must apply for welfare. Do you understand? Otherwise, this would constitute a misuse of ADC funds.
Which is fraud.
Which is misappropriation.
Which is fraud.
Right, okay, now wait a minute. Now, if I marry this lady, I want to make things better. But if I spend $1 on it, you're going to deduct it from her, right? If I want to buy a little something extra, you're going to deduct it. And I better report every penny I spend, or else I'm a crook. Okay, now you say if I lose my job, I must apply for welfare because I can't just sit around eating the government's biscuit.
Which is fraud.
It's called, that's a fraud, right? Okay, now, if I do go into welfare, then I'm just another lazy-ass nigger that's living off taxpayer. All right, now. Suppose I do not marry this lady. Now, if I move in with her and do not tell you, then we're both crooks, right? But if I do tell you, then we're back to the income and the outcome and the deducting, and you drive me to drink. And you call a fraud if I spend $7 for a bottle of whiskey. Come on, partner.